So today I want to discuss sagittal plane core control, what it is, some exercise progressions and regressions based upon some of the mainstream exercises that are out there today, and just give some insight into why they might be a little bit too challenging or not challenging enough for some of your clientele. So the biggest mainstream sagittal plane core control exercise, and the sagittal plane, for those that don't know, is going to be specifically talking about the torso, and the core is going to be segmental flexion of the torso, extension of the torso, and then lower extremity flexion and extension. Regarding the torso and loading from a prone position where my chest is going to be down towards the floor, the plank is commonly done. The plank is commonly done on the elbows, where that chest is going to be and the lower extremity is going to be parallel to the floor. That would be, without adding an external load, the most progressed version, because my body is going to be completely parallel to the floor. As I bring in an implement to make this exercise a little bit more easy, or a little easier, I should say, see the angle of my body now? It's almost a 45-degree angle. I'm going to be able to hold that position a lot longer than I would if I was on my elbows, to where my torso is going to be completely parallel rather than at a 45-degree angle. Why? That force of gravity is pushing me down, and from a physics standpoint, I am having to work harder when my body is parallel to that line of force, or perpendicular to that line of force, rather than at this oblique angle. So if that plank on the elbows is too difficult for some of your clientele, regress them a little bit. Pull them up away from the ground. Increase that angle, or decrease that angle, I should say, if it is too difficult. Another mainstream sagittal plane core control exercise that's done is the flexion extension. So bicycles or any leg lowering variations or dead bugs that are commonly seen, anytime these exercises are done, the goal would be to maintain a neutral lumbar spine as my legs transition away. So what is a neutral lumbar spine? Neutral lumbar spine is this position that I'm in now, or in normal standing. I might have a little bit of extension here, and as I transition away with my legs, I'm going to go into this big extension pattern. So like I said, the goal of this exercise is to be able to maintain a neutral lumbar spine as I transition to extension and come back into flexion. So some ways to, if this exercise with my legs completely straight, like a leg lower, is too difficult, or some ways to start some people out, is to increase the support of the torso or the upper extremities. So how do you do that? I'm going to use a jump rope here. You can use a band. You can use another person, which I'll show you in a second here. You can even use a wall. You can push into a wall. But anytime I'm increasing the support of my upper extremity, it's going to be a more stable surface for the musculature of my lower abdomen, and the hip flexors of my lower extremity. It's going to be easier for them to have a rigid lever to pull upon and produce a little bit more force. So providing a rigid lever here, pull the upper extremity, give it a little bit more support. Legs can be straight, legs can be bent. More regressed version is going to be bent because the legs are going to be closer to my center of mass. I can transition away, maintaining that good lumbar spine, or make it more difficult, I can transition the legs further away from my center of mass and transition them down.